Hey everybody, how's it going? We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome to the channel. Alright, first card that we have out, Two of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. It looks like you are spending time here with somebody, connecting with somebody. This can be like, I'm trying to prioritize social situations right now. I'm really trying to prioritize my friendships right now. I'm trying to prioritize a particular friendship or a particular relationship. It seems like you are focused on something socially and you are currently investing in that. That's what I'm seeing. So this is maybe hoping to like build something, or it's just something where you're like, it's important that I tend to this. I'm hearing consciously, consistently. This feels very much like something active within your life. Something that you care about. This can also be you being in a moment right now where there could have been other things that you had to sort of take care of, and you may be going in a more social direction or a more relational direction now, where it was like, I was really focused on this before. What's a good example? It just could have been something else that you were spending your time doing, and now you're like making room for this other thing, and I'm seeing it be like a social engagement of some sort. So it can be like spending time, but it doesn't have to be with like one relationship. It can be with a bunch of your relationships. But it also can be a relationship too, like a single one. But more than anything, it's making room for spending that time connecting in the most general of senses. So that's definitely what I'm seeing here. And it does feel like it's making room, because I do see that you have some other things going on too. And this is something where you're like, now how do I sort of like fit this on my plate too? While also taking care of everything else that I have to take care of as well. It does look like a continued investment. Maybe something that's turning into a more stable relationship for you. This is something that could be becoming more of like a staple in your life. I'm seeing you also reflecting on sort of like what your idea of stability and harmony looks like for you, like probably within this relationship or these relationships, maybe even just within a social setting for you. Like what does your social life look like for you within your life? When you're like, I feel good about the way that I'm tending to this and also the other things that I have going on. So I feel there's a lot here about balance and about reflection that I'm seeing, and incorporating something maybe more into your life and continuing to show up to sort of keep it growing, to keep tending to it, to keep watering it. It's a balance. Some of you have a few special relationships that you're focusing on right now. But they're all ones that hold significant meaning to you. Okay, so who do we have here? I'm looking at Virgo, I'm looking at Leo. Spending time reflecting on what harmony looks like to you and what allows you to feel stable, very, very important. So this feels like taking a step back to sort of review so then you can know and go back into it with this Virgo energy that I'm seeing here. So this is like you could sort of let things keep building themselves how they want to, but this feels like needing to step back and be mindful of like maybe the direction that things are going to make sure that it stays in alignment so it continues to be harmonious for you rather than it moving in a direction where you're like, this is becoming chaotic now. But I'm getting that it may not always be easy to sort of take that step back and spend time thinking about this. Maybe it's more fun to be engaging and involved in it. But from what I'm seeing here, it's very, very important that you take that step back to sort of look it over and review. Because it seems like you're going to have to deliberately move some pieces around here. Yes. I'm seeing it be a priority that you are prioritizing and like spending the time to do that. It's like making time to get organized, again, with social stuff for you. So this can also be like fun stuff, fun sort of activities. Yes, because some of you guys, you know that you struggle with balance. So that's why you have to be deliberate about this. You know, some people, they're just like naturally sort of organized in their head and they sort of know automatically like I can do this or I can't do this or yes or no or whatever, you know, and they may not have to spend as much time like thinking about it. You, on the other hand, what I'm seeing going on here, which like is so relatable, right? I'm seeing that you have to be mindful because it looks like you have a lot of like delicate stuff suspended in the balance. And if you're not mindful now, I do get this sense that things may start growing in a way where you're like, oh, now I have to cut it back. Like if I would have just moved things around then, I wouldn't have to be doing this now. So I feel like it's going to create more issues later down the line if you don't do this now. So this is almost like a preventative measure, which may be why you feel less motivated to sort of address it. But it's going to be better to do this now than do it later on, is what I'm seeing, okay? So this is what this is like the advice from your guides of how to handle this. That doesn't mean that you need to micromanage, but it's sort of like, you know, you can be bowling without those little bumpers there and the ball can sort of go anywhere and maybe it's gonna strike and maybe it's gonna go in the gutter, you know, and by you sort of doing this, it's like making sure that eventually it's going to go where it needs to go and it's not going to go in the gutter. Because if you don't do this now, that may be something that happens potentially. So that's why I'm seeing there be reason to do this, okay? But this is one of those times where it's like, maybe you find it boring, maybe you don't think this part is fun, but it's necessary to sort of keep things working smoothly. It feels very like maintenance.